Minecraft, the game where you wake up alone in an endless wilderness, immediately commit deforestation, punch livestock, and somehow become an industrial empire before lunch. This game has sold more copies than almost anything in human history, which means millions of people have collectively agreed that punch tree make cube house fear exploding shrub is a perfectly normal entertainment loop. And I love it, which is why I'm about to spend an unreasonable amount of time complaining about it. Starting with the title, which for some reason has this strange alien symbol where the letter A should be. Do not distribute cliché. Steve begins his heroic journey by punching a tree with his bare hand. Not chopping, not scraping, not finding a rock, punching. This man's first interaction with nature is bare-knuckle lumberjacking. Also, Steve can punch a full-grown tree until it turns into a collectible cube, but the second he wants to do anything properly, suddenly the game has standards. Also, after punching an entire section out of this tree, the top half just floats in midair. Is anyone going to explain any of this to me? Speaking of punching animals with your bare hand is also apparently a standard food acquisition strategy. Minecraft looked at human civilization, saw agriculture, tools, fishing, cooking, domestication, and traps, and said, what if breakfast started with a fist fight? Also, why is punching rabbits even a thing? Who said, let's take the cutest animal in the world and make it a punching bag? And rabbits drop rabbit hide, which means this tiny animal was apparently carrying 1/4 of a leather jacket. Surviving the first night can be solved by digging a hole and waiting. The grand survival fantasy begins with hiding in a dirt closet. Or you punch sheep repeatedly until they become mattress ingredients, sleep for 8 seconds, and delete the apocalypse. Minecraft monsters are terrifying until you realize the strongest survival tactic is a dirt closet and a healthy sleep schedule. Water in Minecraft can duplicate itself forever, because apparently fluid conservation was not invited to this universe. Pour 1 bucket of water at the top of a mountain, and congratulations, you've created your own ecosystem. Just imagine what you could do with 2 buckets. Turns out you don't have to imagine. You can literally make as much water as you want. Not that this game doesn't have enough water already, what with the endless oceans in all directions, but if you had the power to make infinite water, could you resist? I know I couldn't. Falling 100 blocks into a puddle completely negates all fall damage. This is not water, this is a 1-block safety net pretending to be a puddle. And if you happen to be carrying a water bucket around with you, you can fall from lethal heights and survive by placing water under yourself at the last possible second. So this game has no parachutes, but it does have frame-perfect plumbing. Lava, on the other hand, does not negate fall damage, because apparently molten rock is less cushioning than ankle-deep water. It can, however, also cover the entire side of a mountain like some delicious hot frosting. 1 bucket of the stuff is enough to wipe out an entire forest. Is this one of those buckets that's bigger on the inside than on the outside? Also, lava lakes exist in frozen biomes. Either this lava lake just erupted from the core of the earth, or it should have frozen into a solid rock centuries ago. At least the game makes up for its lack of continuity by providing a convenient place to stay warm. And don't even get me started on rain. I'm no high school chemistry professor, but I'm pretty sure that lava and rain do not mix. Doors let you breathe underwater. Not air tanks, not diving gear, not magical breathing straws. Doors. Steve's greatest survival technology is portable carpentry. Gravity affects sand and gravel, but not dirt, stone, wood, leaves, iron blocks, obsidian, or entire floating islands. Minecraft gravity is not a law of physics, it is a suggestion given to exactly 3 materials. Sand can float over caves until the moment you touch it, at which point it suddenly remembers Isaac Newton exists. This means Minecraft gravity is both lazy and spiteful. I'm pretty sure this violates more laws of thermodynamics than I've even heard of. Gravity or not, this should just not be possible. Period. Steve can turn 1 log into 4 planks with nothing but his square hands. So either Minecraft trees are packed tighter than Grandma's suitcase, or Steve is actually a wizard in disguise as a middle-aged man with no fingers. Wheat crafts directly into bread. No oven, no yeast, no water, no salt. Just 3 pieces of wheat become a fully baked loaf. Minecraft bread is apparently assembled, not baked. Cake requires 3 buckets of milk, 2 sugar, 1 egg, and 3 wheat. No bowl, no oven, no pan, no frosting. I love cake, but I wouldn't taste this concoction if you paid me $100. Trapdoors are half the size of regular doors, but somehow require more wood. In Minecraft, a full-size door is budget construction, but a flat-pier floor is premium architecture. Stairs are made by placing 6 full blocks into the crafting grid, and Minecraft hands you back 4 stairs. 4 is less than 6. It's basic math. Where did the other 2 blocks go? Is Steve hiding them somewhere in his enormous pockets? A composter takes 7 wooden slabs, but slabs are crafted 6 at a time. So to make 1 composter, you have to make 12 slabs and get stuck with 5 leftovers. This is the Minecraft version of buying 10 hot dogs and 8 buns. Pistons can push blocks, trigger hidden doors, automate farms, launch flying machines, and power half the redstone monstrosities on YouTube. Steve builds one in about 1 second with nothing more than wood, cobblestone, iron, and a bit of dust. Because apparently Minecraft engineering is just arts and crafts with better results. Diamond blocks are made by compressing 9 loose gems into a perfect cube. No press, no heat, no binder, just handcrafted crystal compression. And then Steve can take that cube apart with his bare hands. The anvil requires 31 iron ingots and somehow emerges from this block fully molded, shaped, and ready to fall on someone's head. You don't even need to use a furnace. Minecraft metalwork is less about forging and more about believing harder. The wooden shovel exists. You can break solid stone with your bare hands. You can punch a tree apart. You can carry thousands of blocks, but dirt? Better make a wooden spoon on a stick, or this could take a while. The wooden shovel's only saving grace is that it makes the stone shovel feel useful. Farming is a major part of Minecraft, which is strange because the game is called Minecraft, not Farmcraft. I understand why it exists, I use it constantly, but the title does imply a certain amount of mining and crafting, and not spend 3 hours expanding a wheat field because the cows refuse to cooperate. Speaking of which, we will not even touch on the fact that Minecraft baby making begins with holding vegetables near animals and letting the nearest 2 volunteers figure it out. I'm pretty sure this was that one's mom 5 minutes ago, but thankfully they all look the same, so who's to say for sure? Steve can carry an entire mountain in his pocket. Not metaphorically, literally. A full inventory can contain thousands of cubic meters of stone, wood, ore, food, weapons, armor, buckets of lava, and multiple beds. But add one too many kind of flowers, seeds, or decorative rocks, and suddenly this walking warehouse is one dandelion away from a logistics crisis. The inventory fills instantly, becomes a disaster immediately, and has no native sorting feature. Granted, these things now exist, but that also means I have to open them, inspect them, manage them, and emotionally recover from them. There is no convenient trash button. Sure, you can throw items into lava or off a cliff into lava, but otherwise you keep picking up the same junk pile over and over like a raccoon with short-term memory loss. Dropped items disappear after 5 minutes, so the game can delete them. It just refuses to let you ask politely. Stews do not stack, but steak, bread, carrots, golden apples, and suspiciously durable cooked chicken do. A bowl of soup is apparently the one food item too powerful for inventory compression. Redstone is unbelievably powerful and unbelievably hostile to normal human intuition. It can make calculators, computers, farms, traps, elevators, doors, sorters, clocks, and terrifying contraptions. Despite all this, for the average player, it has no known use. I mean, what am I even supposed to do with this stuff? It's not even decorative. The poisonous potato exists. It is food that punishes you for eating it, has no practical use, and exists only to make the captivating process of potato farming that much more enjoyable. Like we really needed one more item to clog up our inventory. Minecarts. To use them, you need multiple types of rails, redstone, planning, patience, and a fair amount of luck. Or you can just sprint. Furnace minecarts are somehow even worse. They take the elegance of rail transport and at a slow, leisurely pace with a side of wasted coal. The clock tells you the time, which is useful if you can't be bothered to turn your head to the sky or look out a window. That is, unless you're in the nether or the end, where it becomes a spinning disk of anxiety. Meanwhile, the compass does not point north. It does not point to your current bed. It points to world spawn because apparently Minecraft thinks navigation means finding the place you already left. And yes, I know what some of you are going to say. I could use a lodestone. Great. The useful compass is locked behind a special block in bastions or ruined portals, because nothing fixes bad navigation like hiding the fix in random treasure chests. You could also say that maps exist, but they are much less useful than opening the forbidden wall of debug text. The recovery compass points to your last death location, which is helpful unless you died somewhere dangerous and immediately dropped the thing needed to recover from dying somewhere dangerous. Making it requires echo shards, which means you need to explore an ancient city to make the thing that would have helped you after you died in the ancient city that was far too dangerous to explore in the first place, except if you died there, the recovery compass is now lying on the floor next to your other terrible decisions. If only we could invent a recovery compass to point to your recovery compass. Gold is almost entirely worthless. It's much harder to find than iron, yet every comparable item you can make out of it is significantly more inferior. I could have made a longer lasting pickaxe out of paper mache. Amethyst geodes look amazing, and their big exciting use is the spyglass. Too bad every mod pack in history already figured out zoom. Hooray for including that in the game at long last, but after using one crystal for the spyglass, what use are they? Do we really need windows that are harder to see out of? Tough exists. I'm not saying every block needs a grand purpose, but tough has the energy of a block added because someone needed the cave wall to be slightly more gray. Copper is everywhere. You mine it constantly, smelt it constantly, store it constantly, and then eventually ask yourself why you have so much copper. Copper armor might look bad, but at least copper finally has something to do besides slowly turning green and reminding you of all the coal you wasted smelting it. Copper is the mineral equivalent of that guy who keeps showing up to the party even though nobody invited him. Shortfalls damage you. Steve can carry mountains, punch trees apart, and survive explosions, but a slightly awkward step off a ledge hurts his ankles. Riding a horse under low blocks damages you. Either I should be knocked off the horse, or the game should decide that we don't fit. This whole getting my head stuck inside of a solid block while I slowly perish nonsense is just lazy. Polar bears don't attack you immediately on sight. You can walk up to them, shove them around, and they just stare blankly like they're waiting for assistance. Apparently Minecraft added a giant Arctic predator and gave it the survival instincts of a giant panda. Speaking of giant pandas, these things have more personality traits than most villagers. They can be lazy, worried, playful, aggressive, weak, brown, or normal, which means Minecraft gave pandas an entire emotional spectrum and gave villagers, slimes exist. Llamas are hollow. When they're not busy spitting at you, it turns out llamas can carry a treasure chest. And by carry, I mean you can physically insert an entire treasure chest into the llama, which raises several questions about llama anatomy, and none I want answered. Sniffers. Minecraft added a mob that looks like a turtle, a vacuum cleaner, and an old carpet had a baby. A baby that grew up, went extinct, came back, and then immediately decided to become a gardener. You dig up its egg like you just discovered ancient life, hatch it like this is going somewhere, and then its big contribution to Minecraft is slowly finding two plants nobody asked for. This extinct mob came back from the dead to help with landscaping. Endermen are tall, teleporting, block-stealing, eye-contact-sensitive creatures right out of your worst dreams. They can teleport through space, dodge danger, and survive in another dimension, but their main hobby is relocating one dirt block at a time like the world's least efficient moving crew. Spiders are not this big. Phantoms punish exploration. A flying mob specifically designed to attack you because you played the game for 3 days without carrying around a piece of furniture. Minecraft looked at exploration and said, "Nice journey. Shame if insomnia grew wings." Wrongful imprisonment. A major chunk of survival information requires opening the debug screen. Coordinates, biome, facing direction, light levels, performance data, and a giant wall of text that looks like Minecraft suddenly became a developer tool. Also, what is this pie chart? Does Minecraft now expect me to learn how to do PowerPoint? Digging for 2 hours and finding no diamonds is not exploration. It is unpaid labor. Cactus instantly destroys diamonds. A plant can erase hours of mining progress on contact. Minecraft Cactus is secretly the most powerful entity in the game. Trial chambers feel like Minecraft started a tutorial, skipped 6 pages, and assumed everyone was taking notes. Here's a trial spawner. Here's a breeze. Here's a trial key. Here's a vault. Here's an ominous vault. Here's an ominous key. Here's an ominous bottle. At some point, I wasn't sure whether I was playing Minecraft or studying for a vocabulary quiz. The game introduces all of this with the confidence of a teacher and the communication skills of a substitute who forgot the lesson plan. Villagers without jobs and nitwits are confusing. If this is the first villager you try to trade with, the game accidentally teaches you that villagers are just judgmental lawn ornaments. Villagers will not breed unless they have specific food, available unclaimed beds, and enough space above their heads. None of this is clearly explained in-game or even hinted at. Minecraft romance is apparently governed by zoning regulations and bride quotas. Getting better trade prices involves letting a zombie infect a villager, then curing them with a splash potion of weakness and a golden apple. This is not commerce, this is a medical kidnapping discount program. Bad Omen sounds like something you should immediately get rid of. The game does not clearly say, take this to a village and drink it if you want controlled chaos and loot. It just gives you a cursed icon and waits to see what happens. Right-clicking a horse with a saddle does nothing. The correct process is weirdly specific. Empty your hands, climb on, get rejected, climb on, get rejected, maybe see hearts, then add the saddle. This is less horse training and more negotiating with furniture that has legs. TNT requires gunpowder and sand. Gunpowder requires creepers, farms, combat, luck, and patience. Sand requires destroying beaches. So if I want to use TNT for mining, I first need to do a completely different resource grind. Do I really have to build another mob farm just to make explosions? 5 creepers plus 4 sand for 1 measly piece of TNT. TNT is one of Minecraft's most iconic blocks, and the game treats it like a small boom boom for your hours of hard work. At least it's a good way to collect more sand so you can make more... oh, never mind. The Nether exists. That sentence is already a warning label. Piglins will trade with you if you throw gold at them. So the Nether economy is just bribery with extra snorting. Standing around trading with piglins is also incredibly awkward. You toss gold, they stare at it, you stare at them, they hand you gravel, you pretend this was worth the trip. Strongholds are the literal gateway to the end game. No unique boss, no stronghold enemy, unless you count angry floor gerbils. No powerful loot clearly designed to help with the dragon. This is not a final dungeon, this is a library basement that happens to contain the universe's exit door. Endermen are more dangerous than the dragon. If the dragon is the final boss, maybe the dragon should be the main threat instead of the crowd of teleporting bystanders. The dragon egg is the rarest trophy in the game and does almost nothing. Minecraft gives you a dragon egg and then refuses to let you have a baby dragon. That's just rude. Also, the dragon egg does not obey normal mining rules. You cannot just mine it, it teleports away. To collect it, you need to know the secret torch trick. How is anyone supposed to know that? Minecraft ends the game by handing you a trophy that behaves like a magician's prank. Minecraft is supposedly simple enough for children, but understanding it requires a wiki, several tutorials, a crafting guide, a biome chart, 17 update videos, and the emotional stamina of a tax accountant. The game drops you into a world and says, figure it out. Figure what out? The food system, villager mechanics, nether travel, enchanting, potion brewing, redstone, strongholds, coordinates, mob spawning, why beds explode in alternate dimensions? This is not a survival game, it is a university course disguised as a sandbox. 1 hour and 38 minutes of end credits. Minecraft is wrong about physics, navigation, inventory, livestock, furniture, gravity, metallurgy, and basic common sense. But it is right about one thing. Somehow, after all of this, I still want to start another world.